House Judiciary Committee Chairman Jim Jordan is urging the Appropriations Committee to use finding bills to limit the ability of these rogue justices to misuse nationwide injunctions. Anyway, here with more. Chairman Jim Jordan is with us. Mr. Chairman, to me, it's just an extension of lawfare.
Be with you, Sean.
To me, this is what they can't get done at the ballot box, what they can't get done legislatively. They go out judge picking, they find the right judge, and they get their injunction, and here we go.
Yeah, it's a fundamental question, Sean. Who gets to decide? The 77 million people who showed up on Election Day, voted for President Trump, knew what he said he was going to do. He's now doing that. Do they get to decide, we the people, or is it some district judge, some unelected district judge who gets to make the call? And that's just not how our system works. And then when you think about it, it's an unelected district judge who gets to make the call for the entire country right now. And so we have legislation, just like Senator Grassley is going to have in the Senate, we have legislation sponsored by Representative Issa, which would say the same thing. District judge, if you have a ruling, an injunction, it applies to the parties in the case in that respective jurisdiction. It doesn't apply nationwide. We're also looking at the appropriations process, and we're doing oversight like we did today at that hearing. All three levers we have in the House, in the Congress, to put pressure on the judicial branch to do it the right way.
Okay, let's talk about what you think Congress can do. And if, in fact, the House and the Senate can come up with a bill they agree with, okay, that means this would all go away, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we got to get it passed in the Senate. I think we can pass it in the House. We got the majority there. Of course, in the Senate to pass legislation, you got the 60-vote hurdle. You need the supermajority. But maybe, again, we've had justices like Justice Kagan who've said that this shouldn't be the case where one district judge can apply an injunction that impacts the entire country. So you even have justices on the left who've said this is a problem. So maybe we can get to 60, get this legislation passed. But we should continue to do oversight, continue to highlight these decisions that seem so ridiculous, like Judge Boasberg saying, bring the bad guys back to the country. Terrorists, gang members, trendy Aragua gang members who've done terrible things, bring them back. That makes no sense. So highlight that as well. And finally, look at the appropriations process, the power of the purse to impact this as well.
Okay, so there was a lot of talk about either one bill, one big beautiful bill, or two bills to get the president's agenda across the finish line.
Yeah.
We have new developments tonight, and that is that as Senate Budget Chair, Lindsey Graham believes he does not need the approval or permission, and there is precedent for this, of the Senate parliamentarian to get reconciliation passed. What is the status on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think the American people think, the people they elect should be in control, not some parliamentarian determining what you can and can't do as a member of the United States Senate, as a member of the United States Congress. So I think Senator Graham is correct. The Senate has a unique set of rules. I'm not as familiar with them as we are the House rules. But if he thinks that can happen, I think the American people agree. They elected the senators. They didn't elect some parliamentarian. Ultimately, the senators are in charge. And if they can determine how to get this done over there, how to navigate through the rules they have and get the product that the president campaigned on and the American people want delivered, then I say go right ahead.
Okay, a lot of craziness in the House right now. What do you make of Jamie Raskin demanding that deported criminal illegal gang members come home? I'm all in favor if they live with him with an ankle bracelet, or Jasmine Crockett, hyperventilating about protecting the institution of the judiciary, but she wanted to impeach Clarence Thomas and Sam Alito. Who is the leader of the Democrats in the House right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously Hakeem Jeffries. Well, maybe not obviously, but that's their leader. I do think you're right, Sean. Remember, Chuck Schumer stood on the steps of the United States Supreme Court and said to Justice Kavanaugh and Justices Gorsuch that you will face the whirlwind if you don't rule the way the left wanted them to rule on the case pending in front of the court. So, and then they've also introduced legislation to pack the court. And they've also introduced legislation to impeach Supreme Court justices. And now they're calling us out when we can point to a judge like Judge Boasberg, who said, turn the plane around, bring the bad guys back. These were bad people. They weren't Boy Scouts. They were here illegally and did bad things in their native country and here in the United States. And he said, turn the plane around. And then you couple all that with the fact that Judge Boasberg is the same judge who was on the FISA court, the same judge who said to Kevin Kleinsmith, the guy who lied to the FISA court when they got the warrants to spy on President Trump's campaign, he gave that guy what the Wall Street Journal said was a slap on the wrist for lying to the court, the secret court. That's this judge. He does this ruling, and now he gets assigned the Hegseth case. And he's going to get to decide who the Secretary of State can talk to and how he has to do it. Come on. Come on. The American people, I think, see through all that, and that's why we're doing the work we're doing in the House, and Senator Grassley and the senators are doing the work they're doing in the Senate.
All right, Jim Jordan, as always, thank you. We appreciate you being with us.